That brings us to the third part of the YouTube tax information, which is the tax treaty. This is the part where I selected no for the tax treaty instead of yes. So now, let's fix it.
Mama, don't stress your mind. We coming home tonight.
In this video, I will share how to use the Submit New Form option to resubmit YouTube tax information in AdSense. Last March 10, 2021 at 1:52 a.m., I received an email from YouTube about upcoming tax changes to YouTube earnings, informing creators that Google will be required to deduct U.S. taxes from payments to creators outside of the United States.
Oh no!
YouTube team advises through this email to submit my tax information in AdSense by utilizing the online tax tool in AdSense. This way, Google can determine the correct amount of taxes to deduct from my sewing and clothing YouTube channel, if any apply. Otherwise, if tax info isn't provided by May 31, 2021, Google may be required to deduct up to 24% of my total earnings worldwide.
What?
I managed to complete this process and submit my tax information in AdSense. However, I feel unsure if I answered all items correctly. Here's my previous YouTube tax information I submitted to Google AdSense. As you can see here, the withholding tax rates for my motion picture TV, other copyright default and services default are set up at 30%. With this, I feel that I need to revisit my YouTube tax information. I can redo and correct my YouTube tax information by utilizing the Submit New Form option and resubmit my YouTube tax information in AdSense. Let me walk you through on how to utilize the Submit New Form option to resubmit YouTube tax information in AdSense. When we click Submit New Form, the previously submitted YouTube tax information will be replaced with the correct YouTube tax information. Once we click on Start New Form, we will be redirected to the online tax tool in Google AdSense. First question is to identify the type of account for your YouTube channel. I will select Individual and click Next. The second question asks if creator is a resident of the United States. So, for this one, I will select No and click on Next. Google AdSense automatically determines the applicable W-8 tax form type a creator must fill up. For my sewing and clothing business YouTube channel, I am required to fill up a W-8 BEN form. So just click on Start W-8 BEN form. All you need to do in this page is to type your full name, select the country of citizenship, input the taxpayer identification number in the foreign TIN section and click Next. On the next page, the creator is required to provide the permanent residence address. I also indicate that my mailing address is the same as my service address. Now we can click Next. That brings us to the third part of the YouTube tax information, which is the tax treaty. This is the part where I selected no for the tax treaty instead of yes. So now, let's fix it. In my case, Philippines is my country of citizenship and Philippines has an income tax treaty with the United States which allows a reduced U.S. tax rate. So I will select yes and place a tick on the box to allow me and select my country of residence, which is Philippines. The next part is the special rates and conditions with the three income types, which are services AdSense, motion picture and TV for YouTube and Google Play, and other copyright for YouTube and Google Play. Simply follow the steps in this video and ensure to select the specific articles and paragraphs pertaining to these three income types and select the lowest tax rate for each. Please note that the reduced tax rate for tax treaty varies per country. In my case, since I reside in the Philippines, my services AdSense withholding rate is 0%, my motion picture and TV rate is 15% and my other copyright withholding rate is 15%. Once done, you may now click Next.
A few moments later.
This time we reach the fourth page for document preview, wherein it summarizes the type of account, residency and tax treaty. All we need to do in this part is tick the box asking explicit informed consent that all the information we entered on our YouTube tax information are true and to the best of our knowledge. Then, we click Next. We now reach the fifth and sixth parts of the YouTube tax information update process, which are the certification, activities and services performed in the U.S. and Affidavit section and status change affidavit. For certification, I will simply type my full legal name. In my case as a YouTube content creator for sewing and clothing business, I will select no and tick the box confirming that all tools and facilities used to upload videos to YouTube channel Maribeth Amista are physically located outside the United States. Meanwhile, I will select I am providing tax information for a new or existing profile that hasn't received payments. I'm yet to meet the minimum $100 threshold before I am eligible to receive my YouTube earnings because my sewing and clothing YouTube channel has just got monetized. Finally, we can hit the submit button. Now, I will also check my email to get that reassurance that my YouTube tax information is now updated after completing the submit new form option from the online tax tool in AdSense. And if I click on view tax information, it now shows my correct withholding tax rates. And just like that, we are now able to complete the submit new form option, which allows us to update the YouTube tax information with the correct withholding tax rates based on a country's tax treaty. Thanks everyone for taking the time on watching this video. Again, this is YouTube channel Maribeth Amista, your sewing and clothing business YouTube channel. Please also follow my Facebook live selling page Nicobeth RTW. See you on our next vlog guys. Bye.